Hello everyone, and welcome to another day of the Challenge Cup. We are here in the comms booth with NarvilBase and SaigoGetsuga for this match between Tensai and Mr. Martin. How are you two doing today?
Doing really good.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here in the comms booth with another great Challenge Cup race today.
Yeah. So now, we may not look at it. With Mr. Martin have almost four times as many races as Tensai. Where they stand right now is actually really impressive. Yeah, because and they've had 12 head-to-head encounters with Tensai taking more wins over Mr. Martin in those instances. But hey, anything can happen, especially with Rando.
Yeah, absolutely. This should be a really good race.
So what are you looking? What do you think you're looking for in this seed today, Narvel?
I would like to see some interesting child spawns. Watched a race the other day with a Zora domain child spawn, which had some interesting logical implications. Of course, my
Ooh.
favorite is the fountain spawn where you don't need Ruto's letter to get into Jabu.
Ooh, that does make it interesting. I'm honestly more of a child river spawn, to be in all honesty. But the rain would also be nice in that aspect too.
Yeah, River's definitely a pretty good spawn. Um, yeah, I'll also be looking forward to see what our starting song is. The starting song can have a pretty big effect on how the seed ends up routed, for sure.
Hmm.
Yep, we also have a French restream of this match today. So the French restreamers are going to be starting them off right at the top of the hour. So we're just giving them a couple of minutes till then. Can you all, because I mentioned before this match, I haven't gotten to watch a lot of this season. So where are we at right now? What have been some really good matches so far?
My mind keeps going back to Flapine and Jackstronomy's match, which, as crazy as it was for a 29 sphere seed, it's like the logic was just almost blown out the window. It's like, how do you go from here to here to here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
heard
definitely
some
is.
stories about that seed, and it sounded just awful.
Yep. Even Trez went ew when he opened the spoiler log.
Yeah, that seed's definitely up there in terms of probably one of the quote unquote better seeds of Challenge Cup. But we've had lots of really close races as well, lots of good races.
Hmm.
Are there any matches upcoming that we're super excited for? Because we're in the second round of brackets, right?
Yes, that is the case. I have not checked the brackets too closely to know what's coming up.
Neither
Um,
have I, unfortunately.
Chad, do you know of any good matches that are coming up that I need to keep an eye out for? I'm actually pulling up the challenge like right now.
Let's see here.
And it does look like both of our runners are readied up. Mr. Martin's screen is in widescreen, which is why it is formatted like that, before anyone mentions it. So I'm going to let our two commentators take it away from here. So we're going to get started real soon.
All right, and it looks like today we have a light medallion adult spawn with our starting song of Serenade of Water.
yeah, so probably not going to see too much outside the standard hack opener to begin with. We've got adult spawn and no warp songs that are going to help us out as adults. So I'm sure we'll probably see that,
Yep.
and we'll have to see what we find in CAC.
Unless you were to big brain your way to the southern open field grotto for just one check.
Depending on what we find, maybe someone might be like, if we find bombs, maybe someone might be willing to go across South Hyrule Field with bombs, do those checks. But I'd imagine you'd probably see that as child before we see that as adult.
Mm-hmm. And if you find an early hook shot, that would also kind of give you access to adult fishing and all that.
Yeah, it's pretty good to set up a Scarecrow song if you can, and with starting with Serenade, it's not too big of a pain to do so.
Yep. All right, we are about less than 10 seconds from where our runners are starting. In 3, 2, 1, and off we go.
All right, Mr. Martin getting us our pedestal check right away. We got Shadow, Fire, Spirit, Forest, Jabu.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, oh, Valley Foolish, and River Foolish. Already not looking too good for Sadie on restream.
I am so mad. I just need everyone to know how angry I am right now.
But memes aside, with Valley Foolish, that helps. I feel like that goes very nicely with the Serenade hint, because now you have no qualms about doing Child Lake with Serenade and orphaning Valley for a while. So
That is very true.
Good hint for the runners, I would say.
And we're doing our typical adult opener with the Kakariko Village.
Yeah, so as runners do that, we saw the medallions, and Forest and Jabu are going to be our bridge medallions today.
Ah.
So that'll be something to pay attention to as the path hints start coming in.
40 skulls is nothing, 30 is nothing, and 50 is nothing. So no high skull seed this time. Ooh, Fountain Path to Volve.
This has become a Rush Ice seed now, I would say.
I would agree. All we need now is a bottle.
Bottle and ZL or hovers.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely gone to Rush Ice a couple of times, forgetting I don't have ZL or hovers, or more common than that, play Bolero to Rush Ice and realize I don't have Scale or Iron Boots.
Oh yeah, those days, those sort of things, like you bottleneck your mind into doing that thing until you realize, oh wait, I can't.
Alright, picking up Nocturne from the Windmill. Another handy warp song. And Shadow is our Forest Medallion today, so it could be helpful. Well, we'll need it for sure.
Ooh, early lens from Adult Anju. And choose Logic Breakers.
All right. We'll have to, once the runners do a little bit more, we'll have to see how many we have. It looks like it's the 10-pack. Pretty happy with the 10-pack.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. The only problem is with no shield to instant drop them. You gotta have to time the blast pretty quickly. Alright, nothing in the Redead Grotto. And Mr. Martin going to check out the Nocturne hint. Ooh! Okay, big pose leads to Decay Sword.
Interesting. Deku is a stone dungeon today, but it is still a fairly dense area for checks.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see where Epona's song is, if we can figure that out.
Ooh, and a strength in the TARDIS. So far this seed is already off to an interesting start with that strength in K-Sword location.
Yeah. The good news is we have Nocturne to be able to plant beans and get that quickly. The bad news is River's been hinted foolish, so it doesn't feel great to go to River to buy beans this seed.
Well, you might still go there to get that. You're still 3 hints.
Oh, never mind. We're just gonna get it with the boomerang from the Shield Grave.
Yep. Takes a bit of setup, but it is possible.
Yep, and I feel pretty confident both of our runners are comfortable with that trick.
And as we reach the end of Dumpe, we'll have Mr. Martin will pick up his boomerang, and then we'll kind of see where the seed goes from there. Ooh! Hello, big chest.
I would also pick up that $50, but bomb bag is its its own reward for sure.
Indeed, it is. So that's our bean access. If you if you don't want to fool around with the boomerang strats.
I wonder, even though DC is a stone, it is a pretty strong play here. We're in CAC with a bomb bag.
Yeah,
I'm curious if the runners will do it.
Yeah, I would not fault our runners for going into DC at this early point for checks. Though that boomerang kind of gives me a little incentive to try to go rush 20 skulls, maybe.
Yeah, I think our runners will, pick up some skulls along the way. I doubt we'll see a rush for 20 because we've already got a pretty decent loadout, so just ones that are along the way should be fine. But sometimes, especially in a 1v1, you make certain decisions, and certainly pushing skulls could be one of them.
Especially if those skulls end up being one of your hook shots.
On the flip side, in a 1v1, one of the more common strategies, if you feel like you need an edge, is to just skip skulls completely, so we could certainly see that as well.
Mm-hmm. In these races, it's very common to see the racers definitely push their way close to 20, and if they realize, oh, don't need any more, then they just stop.
Yeah, we got Tensai going up trail, so I imagine we'll see him going into DC. Definitely
Mr.
not.
Mike.
Yep, definitely not skipping skulls completely. Grabbing this one on trail.
Yep, you can climb that. Ooh, Mr. Martin just blowing open the skull location. Ooh, hello, Goron Tunic.
Yeah, so both of our runners opting not to get that for now, but depending on how things are routed later, they might grab it then, or they'll just go, with a bottle or just with enough hearts.
Yep. The amount of synchronicity right now that's going on with both Mr. Martin and Tensai. Just high-fiving each other throughout DC, or just holding hands, whichever.
Yeah, they're skipping their way along DC hand in hand right now.
Alright, nothing in there. Ooh, Mr. Martin trying to go for the peak. Nothing up the top. Wow, that's an impressive chew strat right there from Mr. Martin.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that before. I've seen the trick, where you throw the bombs to do that same thing, but I don't think I've ever seen it with chews. That's very cool to see.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, DC play paying off. Ooh, time save with the big stabby.
30-minute time save. Let's go. Of course, obviously not that big of a time save, but with Forest Temple on the menu, Spirit and Shadow as well, and those are some fairly combat-heavy dungeons that we'll be able to get some good use out of that for.
Indeed.
I never end up doing the backwalk strats here because I get nervous. I'm gonna walk myself into the gap, but
Yeah,
obviously
yeah,
good.
yeah, I would only do that if I had hover boots. Ah, so nothing big there. Oh no, with Mr. Martin falling off. So that will give Tensai a little bit of a lead here.
Yeah. Assuming we find nothing else in DC, I think we'll probably see a save quit to go adult or go back to Temple of Time to go child and see where that takes us.
Yep, I would agree with that. Because at this point, yeah, I would definitely see a definitely time change to child and do your usual child route. Alright, so the only thing in DC was the Bigoron sword. Still, not a bad pickup.
Yeah, if that's all that's in here, you're not going to feel great about it, but you're probably going to assume your opponent did it, which, of course, in this case, they both did it. So you probably won't be too broken up about doing DC.
Yeah, whereas Den said it is in the opening early adult play with Bomb Bag, it makes sense to do this. But then again, we still could have KD could have something I almost forgot. Alright, one last check here. Nah, yep, all there was just the Bigoron sword. And Vanilla Goron Ruby.
Nice. All right, there's our save quit. Oh yeah, and I had forgotten Tensai didn't check the pedestal, so from his perspective, you're 100% doing DC and hoping it's a medallion.
Yep. Ooh, and Mr. Martin is gonna ooh, he's gonna continue his way into Goron City.
I think it's a pretty good play. You can do the Goron City checks. You probably swing through Lost Woods and grab Saria's and SFM.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna make sure you don't orphan Skull Kid. I can see cases for and against it. This is definitely a more a thorough route, but I like it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so it begins the first of possible many divergences, and another choose strat from Mr. Martin. Does he get it? He gets it!
And there's so many cool choose strats in the game, and I know basically none of them, but it's always always great to watch them on restream.
Mm-hmm. I think the only choose strat I know of is the quick Dodongo's Cavern.
Picking up on Tensai's side of Mirror Shield from Child Shooting. So that is required. Not something Mr. Martin's going to miss, most likely, but
Mm-hmm.
now we're bowling for bomb shoes. Well, bowling for an item with bomb shoes.
Nothing. And nothing in the maze. The King Zora has nothing. Nope. Nothing at all in the maze.
The other advantage of this Goron City play with River Foolish, we're gonna have less hint stones than usual, and Goron City is a pretty good place to grab some extra hint stones that you might not necessarily get otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Although it looks like we're opting to skip the bigger Goron hint or the Meta Goron hint.
Yeah, because when you have such a limited, you have to use multiple bombs just to get to it. So it does sink a little bit of time just to grab one hint. There's Tensai is going to check out the Boulder of Destiny. Ooh, Graveyard to Phantom Ganon. That could be the strength in the crate.
That feels the most likely for now. It could be like Minuet and Sunstone Grave though, because we already know that we need Minuet.
Or for possible other shenanigans, the Boomerang.
Yeah, Boomerang's also possible. Forest and Jabu are on the same path priority, so they can overlap.
Mark it to Twin Rova. That was the Mirror Shield. And we got Din's from the Crater.
It's a good find. It's usually, fairly well on the a check unlikely to be skipped, but still a little out of the way, and it's can be nice to find early.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is the out of the way hint. Aha! So Mr. Martin will never do Bomb Chew Bowling.
That hint already got its time value made.
Okay, Mr. Martin, make it out. And he does. Ooh, Toilet has a key. Ooh, and ZL from Malin.
All right. That'll get us another song from Graveyard. Let's see what that is. I imagine we probably see that this child segment, so that we can do Torch Run and get the Magic Lock checked as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep. Well, we're here. Mr. Martin was debating, but now we're like, we can go ahead and get Bido. Ooh, Burning Cactus Prelude.
Oh, and a bow in the Long Range Tower.
Ooh, interesting. Alright, so to answer the question in chat, how much pain do we have so far? Nothing too painful yet. Just a few interesting item locations.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good set of items with us right now. Really, the big thing is we're going to want to find a hook shot sooner rather than later, but we still got lots of sort of opener checks to go through. And Child Spawn is in Death Mountain Crater near Goron City. Interesting.
Ooh, very interesting. Let's see, Mr. Martin going for, ooh, the first try Mido skip with the sword.
Very nice. Right, and as expected, we've got Tensai doing Royal Tomb as Child.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to come here as Child anyway to pick up that strength for sure. And songs are good, people.
Indeed. Songs are indeed very, very powerful. Imagine if this being Song of Storms and you just rush well right after this.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good play. We've got everything we need to full clear well.
We got Requiem.
Okay.
I
Little trouble getting through the door, but got through with just enough time.
Yep. Alright. Great regard to Phantom again in duplicate. Skull Mask is nothing. Oh, and Tensai going for the boomerang strats for the TARDIS.
Looks good.
Oh, that was light.
Oh.
Oh, I saw the yellow and I instantly thought strength.
His light arrow's up there. Yeah, that won't be to Phantom Ganon then.
Nope. So that is so far indeed. We got Requiem and the boomerang.
I'm leaning Requiem at the moment until I'm proven wrong by someone playing Requiem. Because we gotta get Minuet from somewhere, and Colossus is as good a place as any.
Yep. Ooh, we have a hint in chat saying hint that the Colossus hands are dead and a small key.
Let's see. So is that left hand is the small key or right hand is the small key?
Left.
Okay,
Yes,
so
yeah, left is the key.
alright, so Spirit Temple's not long shot locked then.
All right, we got the Requiem play from Tensai as Mr. Martin's going for shooting mini game for Mirror Shield. Ooh, I could. Okay,
I think
bigger.
that's a recovery
claim-
heart.
Yep, recovery heart. So that was the claim check.
Yep.
Sun Song. So that still just gives us the. We still have. Okay, there's still the Dompe digging for Dark Graveyard Path.
Yep, and Sun Sungrave too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, okay. So yeah, the Sun Song Grave and Dompe, two things remaining for it to pull our boomerang out from the main path.
And really like the decision to do Child Spirit here. Progression dungeon, so you don't always need to do Child Spirit, but you often do. And in addition, you know, potential boomerang path could be for a projectile to get through Child Spirit, do some checks. So really like the play.
That is also very true. The only thing that just makes that interesting is the fact that typically the path prioritization is forcing you to go find something that's on Forest Temple. So we would need to find either probably a hook shot in here for that path to kind of remain true. It's path prioritization in this season has been interesting.
Let's see, I guess another option maybe. I don't believe we've seen a path to Bongo hint, so we could be digging up items for Shadow Temple to pick up Minuet from Temple of Time. That could be an option as well.
Oh yeah, and we have a key on one key on the child side.
Yep, so imagine we'll see a save here and then keep climbing.
Tensai not saving yet, but he might when as soon as he pops out of here.
Yeah, that's usually when I do my save, although it doesn't matter when you do it. No, we're just hard committing, which is usually fine.
Yep. No saves coming today you already have plenty of checks between here and the lobby as child anyway.
That's 6 goals for Tensai. We might get a turn in for 10 relatively soon, because I could see a world where you exit Spirit Temple, play Sun Song to make it Dampe time, go do your last 2 graveyard checks, and then pick up four more skulls from Night Cack to turn in 10.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can see that too. And Bolero on Sarias. So far, the child play has given us a few keys, but nothing too much else. Ooh, a little bit of flame storage here. So that means he's gonna keep going.
Yep, 100%. If you've committed to Climbing Spirit, you're going to go ahead and do Sunblock Room as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say you missed the torch. Whew.
Oh, there's Boss Key.
All right, so that a little bit of payout for the child climb. It looked like there was nothing on the Kokiri sword chest on Mr. Martin's side.
Alright. We're headed to Lake. Maybe probably to go Adult, it's looking like.
Maybe.
Let's see, where was that PG path?
So yeah,
Boulder of Destiny and SFM, it looks like. So I'm just trying to think if Tensai has that hint or not. I
think he has
would imagine so.
I think he has at least one of them.
Yeah.
Skull Kid was nothing. Ooh, what was that in the Rudo's letter spot?
It looked like a slingshot pouch, but Tensai doesn't have a slingshot for that to be the model, so I'm not sure.
Well, we get to relax a little bit with some fishing. All that dungeon crawling can make you really makes you want to decompress and all that.
At the same time, getting Ocarina mini game for Mr. Martin, so 2 of the checks that kind of force you to slow down and stop moving for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Ooh! Tensai doing child fishing paying out with magic.
yeah, that's a pretty good find, and it's definitely a check that can and has been skipped before or put off. Less likely when you have Serenade, and looks like Mr. Martin's playing Serenade right now, so might be getting that shortly.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, I personally have put fishing off for later on. So that would have that would certainly burn me if I played the seed.
Yep, and Mr. Martin beelining to child fishing. Mr. Martin having dens opens up a couple of possibilities. We still don't have a hook or hovers to do any shadow checks.
Nope.
When Mr. Martin picks up Requiem from Graveyard, they could rush Wasteland, but I don't think that's going to be the play.
Nah. And we got another bow from the business scrub outside Lake Hylia. Toilet repeat. It does surprise me that our runners have opted not to play Nocturne yet, just to get the remaining graveyard checks out of the way.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hello.
Alright,
Okay.
there's a slingshot. So that boomerang is not going to be, path for anything we did in Child Spirit. But
That could still be a path for potential skull hunting for something on 20, maybe. Yeah, because or it could be, or still you still have the Requiem to Sun Song for the Sun Song grave.
yeah. Definitely as a viewer of this race, I want to see what's on those last two those graveyard checks. But in terms of routing efficiency, this makes a lot of sense to do.
Mm.
Oh, Mr. Martin actually has not been to Lon Lon yet, I'm realizing.
That's right. Otherwise he would have ZL, which he does not now. Those little pea hats kind of scared me when I first played the game.
It still catch me off guard every once in a while when I'm back walking across Hyrule Field.
Mr. Martin going back to Lake Hylia, probably to warp to market.
Yeah. Probably use this to get to Lon Lon a little bit faster.
Yep, straight to Long On.
OOT is Minuet. It is logical AD.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, logic is it's more like guidelines.
Mm-hmm. Because in order for that to be logical, we would still need to, we would have to find 2 hooks and Eponas. Yeah, because we have 2 hooks, the iron boots, yeah, and Eponas, so you can use get the big and a bottle, so you can get the K sword off of Big Pose.
So that definitely opens up a lot of options for what could be our graveyard path, because now we're looking at the water temple kit, potentially a bottle for Big Pose, anything that leads to Epona's song.
Both our runners kind of finishing up the last kind of checks that both have seen. We'll be seeing some new ones very soon, which I believe is what Mr. Martin's going to go for with the Sun Song Grave, as well as get the Requiem from Composer Grave.
Yeah, I do think I would have liked to have seen Mr. Martin like played Serenade first and set it to Dampe time before doing this. It's just kind of a little inconvenient with the way Dampe time and Sun Song interact to come here during the day. Oh, yep. Good point.
That's right. Mr. Martin has to get Suns first from Requiem to then go back. Forgot about that.
Yep, and this play is 100% correct.
Oh yeah, the dins for the torches.
Well, Sadie, we're mentioning Wasteland because we've got Magic, Dins, and Requiem, so we can do Wasteland, still not in Logic, and no one's going to do it.
Also, why would you want to cross the Wasteland as a child?
You can.
You can, but I don't know why you would. yes, Child Wasteland is feasible. I'm not disrespecting that. It's just at this point in time.
Right, and we are seeing chickens from Mr. Martin. Can't remember if we saw this from Tensai. I don't.
We did, and it was nothing.
Ah, okay.
Looks like we might be getting Mr. Martin. Wait a minute, River's foolish, so unless he wants. What will Mr. Martin do right now?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the play is here.
Oh, unless he's going for the bean to get whatever was in the crate.
Yeah, I guess that would be the play.
And Tensai has now set it for Dampe time.
All right. See if we can figure out what this path is.
Ooh, okay. Piece of heart. Only
Yep.
one check left. And he's not going for it. Oh no! Oh my goodness.
Hmm.
That could bite him. That could bite him later on.
Yeah, because he would have gone to the graveyard, get Requiem, and get Sun Song there. This is his first time back there. Yeah, so it's definitely a check he's skipped and not not me making a goof on comms.
Because we still need to figure out if Boomerang truly is the path, because that Sunsong Grave is the last thing we need to confirm if Boomerang is the true path item or not. Let's see, Mr. Martin also going for Dampe time, and we'll see if he goes for the Sunsong Grave. Also skipping it for now. So we got to prioritize Dampe.
Yeah.
Oh, did Mr. Martin not pick up Suns?
Yeah, so probably what happened there is he was prioritizing doing the Stampe check, and he had Dampe time outside of Spirit Temple. So you don't want to go into Spirit Temple and strip your time of day, because obviously Mr. Martin has no way of knowing he'd be getting Sun Song. So we'll probably pick up... No, okay. Not going to pick up the song.
Okay, and Tensai is back for Sunsong Grave.
Okay, good deal. Was there something on top of the volcano then?
Ooh, interesting. Alright, was this our path item here in the graveyard? It was Boomerang, so that could mean high school count for first hook or something in Jabu. Wait, that would mean we'd have to find Ruto's letter to then get whatever's in Jabu.
Yeah. There, I think, is still a small chance that it's Requiem. There was one key child side, so 5 key locked in Spirit.
That's right. We also had Bomb Bag from the Dampe race.
Oh, yeah,
I
Bomb Bag
completely
on Dampe is way more likely.
Okay. For whatever reason, I don't know why I had the Dampe race as a separate location.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume it is our Bomb Bag that is path.
Thank you to chat for setting us straight.
It's actually 100% fulfilled, even if no Gundam items are bomb locked, because we need to beat DC to get Minuet.
Yeah, there's way too many bomb checks throughout the game. Duplicate Market to Rova.
Yeah. I believe we saw a bomb lock bomb bag. It is worth keeping an eye on if we find a third one to know if it's bomb locked or not.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. For the slingshot in the remote grotto to bomb bag on target in the woods. If I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, chat saying if we find a non-bomb locked hammer, it's definitely the ring. All right, little Richard, what does your owner have for us tonight? Oh, just a little bit of love. Oh, and get your guesses in chat for a treasure chest game.
All right. First one is right. Second
right.
one is right.
We're both still in. Ah, I'm out, but you're still in.
All right. Oh, 4 rights. I'm out. Jax is still in.
Jackson's the only one in. And Jax wins the 1 in 32.
And Tensai wins nothing. Still, it had a suspiciously early magic and lens, and you're here in market. Makes total sense to do it.
Absolutely. Jax, you may win nothing, but you win bragging rights for getting the 1 in 32.
And Tensai playing Bolero to pick up the song there. Opponents and Storms and Song of Time, I think, are the valid options at the moment.
Ooh,
There's
Storm.
Storm.
That's cool. That's the only thing. So the only thing that's left. So that would mean Ice Cavern has Song of Time.
Can Ice also have Eponas, or am I mistaken on that?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. We also have opponents still to find. And that is that's right. We still have Ice Cavern and Forest Medallion song. That's right. That's right. So it's 50-50.
All right. And Tensai making a play I respect. Kind of feels a little bad to do, but I think Tensai is going to go well immediately with that Song of Storms. So a very short adult too.
Yep. It totally makes sense. Because at this point, you're missing hook shot. You're missing a strength, so you can't do you're not able to go back to and do forest. Let's see. Yeah, you have major things to find. Yeah, would definitely be the strength. Oh, and hammer would also be a big thing, too.
Yeah, it would be pretty big. I won't be shocked if that's what's in our fountain path.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. That or for a little more for a little shenanigans, hovers locked Volve.
Yep, that is also a pretty good option. But yeah, unfortunately, don't have really a way to get into Fountain at the moment, and it's always a little scary going there without iron boots as well.
Yep. All right, one big chest. Okay, there's strength 1.
All right.
All right, a key, which he'll probably get on his way out of the coffin. Ooh, more rank strats. Ooh, and it looks like there's just a bunch of arrows, but still, nicely done.
Yep. Very quick. Very good to see that strat. That's always fun when you have the boomerang to do that.
Also, skipping that key, that particular key, so... Ooh, another big chest. Ooh, bomb locked chest. Okay. Oh, so the rang was the path, because those bombs all locked each other. Or wait, no, I'm thinking wrong. I'm thinking something else here. I'm thinking something else.
Yeah. Yeah. So bomb bag likely path then.
Yeah. Maybe my mind just wanted to be the rang for shenanigans.
I think the only thing right on the path bomb bag, one of them is slingshot locked, which could be gotten with hammer, right? So if we find a hammer, then
Yeah, that's
it's
the big.
not a path bomb
Yeah,
bag.
that's the big thing. Ooh,
But
and Mr. Martin also going for boomerang strats.
But hammer being bomb locked seems extremely likely.
Yep. And second try for Mr. Martin gets him the light arrows. All right, 2 more checks, which are items here in the well.
Oh,
Ooh,
and
another big one. So 3 big chests here in the well, which gave us the 3rd bomb bag and strength so far. Strength 2. Wow. Okay.
so well hard required.
Yup. Well, let's see. At this point, uh, there's still not much else that's left to be done unless you're going to. Because does boomerang give you the amount of skulls you need? I'm not sure.
I'm almost positive that with bomb bag and boomerang, you would definitely have 20.
Also, Mr. Martin didn't play Saria's song for Dancing Dad.
Yeah, I'm expecting we're probably going to see Tensai go to Spirit Temple.
Mm-hmm. Only problem was, I think, let's see, Spirit Temple. I think we still have a key there. I want to say.
Yeah. So hopefully we have one key. You could wind up with a situation where if you don't, you need a hook locked key on Compass Chest.
Right, that's my concern.
But we did enough checks. I would be shocked if we don't have another key.
Yeah, 'cause the key. Yeah, with the key on the left. And then, okay, yeah, we do have it. We do have an extra key. So yeah, we just need to find the one last small key in order to get to Twin Rova.
Yeah. So unless there is a major item on this check, I'm not gonna get burned by this.
Oh, oh boy.
That's fine. We don't need that key.
Let's see. Does this give us the spare key we need? Not that one. Okay, so that still leaves us with. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, that's counting out. There's still plenty of checks for one last key to be.
Yeah. I think we need 2 keys actually, but really we're just wanting to make sure we can do most of the checks at this point, since we
Right.
can't beat Rova without a hook.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we can't even access the boss room.
No keys here is a little unlucky.
All right, let's see what is on top of the volcano from Mr. Martin's side. Clearly there was something he was interested in. Ooh, big chest on the other hand in spirit, and it looked like he took a closer look and it was nothing volcano. Or it was just probably for this easy transportation through the crater.
Yeah, makes sense with no hook or hovers. Nice slingshot game.
And Tensai is exiting. We could be. Oh wait, yeah, no Din, so probably well, he'll still reverse. Just we won't be able to do the wasteland check. Sorry, Sadie. Alright, Storm's Grotto on the trail gives us. Oh, okay, there's another path in. Kakarika Village to Baronade. Hmm. What have we seen so far in Kak, I wonder? I'm trying to remember. It's been so long.
Let's see. We got Nocturne on Windmill.
Okay. I think the only thing that's unaccounted for is 20 skulls.
I don't remember if we've seen CAC archery yet.
I think well, we saw Mr. Martin do it, but I didn't see what the item was, and we're about to see it from Tensai.
Okay.
DMT Storm's item was Furores, I believe. Wait, no. Maybe I look at the wrong screen for that one. Or what? Okay, it was Furores Wind. Okay, recovery hearts. So yeah, I think so far it's just been Nocturne on Windmill, and there's been nothing else anywhere. So that just leaves the 20 skulls. But if that's past the Baronade, that would have to be either Ruto's letter or a hook to get you to Ruto's letter.
Yeah, it's definitely something leading to Ruto's letter. Nocturne is still a very a strong possibility if Hook or Hovers are out. Well, mostly Hovers.
Yeah, for it to be something in Shadow, true.
Especially considering we still haven't seen a path to Bondo Bondo yet. It might be that
It might have gotten eaten up somewhere because I think we had a Phantom Cannon, or maybe it hasn't been. I don't know if we. No, I'm just being.
we've got Volvagia, Phantom Ganon, Twin Rova, and Baronade.
Yeah, we're just now missing. I was missing either just one last path, and whether that be 2 Bongo or if it's. And we've already got the items we needed for the Evil's Bane.
Yeah, but it can still just be Evil's Bane, though, even though, like, we could just get Graveyard to Evil's Bane.
Yep. Okay, yeah, so Wallet and Nocturne for Baronade. The Dins that Tensai is missing is the grotto on top of the crater.
Yeah, so I would guess that Tensai will be getting that here shortly.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I would think we might get a Fire Temple dip as well.
Yep, just to see if we are truly hammer locked.
But in the meantime, happy 1 hour, everybody.
Ah, yes. Shout outs to our runners, Tensai and Mr. Martin, both put on an incredible race right now. Shout outs to our trackers, Virgil and Vayiva. And shout outs to Sadie for the restream. And shout outs to NarvilBase, my co-commentator.
Hey, thanks. Just glad to be here, and shout outs to you, Saigo.
Oh, Beba, excuse me. Yep, here comes the Dins for Tensai.
definitely be curious to see if we can find our last path hint. Unfortunately, a lot of hint stones are very out of the way,
Yep.
or in foolish locations.
Yeah, we have the 3 in river, 1 in domain. We still have the back of lake hints. Plenty of hint stones out there.
Saria's was on the minuet check, and minuet is on OOT, so the seed is logical all dungeons. And logically, we also require Eponas to get that K sword for all dungeons. So sort of right now 50-50 if Shadow Temple is required to beat Forest Temple. Logically.
I think at this point, I think our runners should be probably we'll be probably pushing towards that 20 skull mark.
Yeah, definitely. Like, there's a lot of worlds where Nocturne makes sense, but you kind of just hope it isn't as well.
Yeah.
So, might as well push that 20, especially still with no hook shot.
Yeah, no hook shot, no hovers. I can't really do anything in shadow. And we get the free Goron Tunic from top of DC. Skull hints, we have 30, 40, and 50 not needed. 10 is nothing. 20 is what our runners are working towards right now. At this point, we're thinking it has to be something that's leading to Rudo's letter at this point. Yeah, that is crazy. We're over an hour in. We've only been able to complete DC. That just goes to show how strong the progression items are for all the dungeons you need to beat. Ooh. Is Mr. Martin going where we think he might be going? Unless he's just going to the fairy fountain.
Yeah, I would guess this is going to be Fairy Fountain into Spirit, but reversing is a possibility. The main problem with reversing is we have no logic to get over there,
True.
and sort of the items you're looking for to get over there are somewhat unlikely to be there.
And to answer the question, chat, Spirit Temple does require the hook shot just to get to at least to get to the boss door, as well as a few Spirit Key logic deals. We need the long shot to get the key on the right hand, and a few other things. More choose in Foolish River. This might be just a fountain. This might be a fountain play for Tensai, just to kind of see if you can get the whatever's on the Volvagia path, or just going for hints and just work his way downstream.
Yeah, this should be a fountain play, and ice. Breaking logic, but we gotta find a way through the bottleneck somehow.
Well, we are literally without a bottle, so we can't do ice.
That is a good point.
Well, yeah, we are hard bottlenecked by a hook shot.
So that's going to be, 2 and 3 chance to get your presumably hammer. I guess you do have FW, which is probably why we're making this play.
Yep, I can totally see that. If you need to go back to ice, you just go straight there. Plus, yeah, you have the chance of getting either Song of Time or opponents from ice. Ooh, and nice KZ skip. All right, fountain. Is our check behind the fountain on the iceberg, or is it locked by iron boots? Okay, there's our 5th path. Graveyard, the Evil's Bane.
Okay. And unfortunately, that won't let us know if our shadow path got eaten or not, because I could just have decided not to pick shadow.
And yes, this Dora's fountain play is extremely out of logic because we needed Rudo's letter to get here. Okay, not the fountain. And
Yeah.
hammer on the iceberg.
All right, that's gonna pay out then.
Oop, you can't really get on there without the hover boots, without having to jump all the others.
Yeah, you can get up with the Master Sword. It's always really annoying when you come in with BGS. You think to yourself, maybe this is the time I can get the jump slash to work, and it still doesn't work.
It feels like it's frame perfect without hovers. There we go. Alright, so now things should be able to pick up pretty quickly here in the seed.
Yeah, it'll be... I definitely wouldn't hold my breath for finding progression items in Fire Temple, but you never know.
And looks like Deku Net's at the bottom of the fountain. Alright, off to Fire Temple for Tensai. Now, the only thing that could hurt Tensai right now is if Pierre has something, which is hard hook locked.
Yeah, that would be the concern, but it is just one check, so I think it's pretty much almost always right to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're also making your way through progression, so I do not fault this play at all.
Yeah. It's also, I don't remember how many skulls Tensai has, but Fire Temple's actually one of the better dungeons to get. Well, I guess without hookshot, not as much.
Yeah.
But it does still have a couple you can grab without hookshot.
Yeah, there's at least the 2 in this from the spinning tiles rooms. But one of them is locked behind Song of Time, though.
There's a glitchless jump jet up there. I wouldn't be surprised if Tensai knows that trick.
Ah, fair enough. It looks like Mr. Martin is also making the fountain play with the KZ skip, and he'll find Hammer, and just probably following Tensai very quickly into Fire Temple. Alright, so we at least have a hammer-locked key. Two hammer-locked keys. Ooh, big chest.
Would I have been
Oh.
paid out from a fire dip?
Oh. Scale.
Not
That-
really a big deal.
That doesn't really help, no. So yep, so you was, but that does confirm you were 100% hammer locked out of here.
Yeah, definitely.
Unfortunately, this is not a baseball seed. These have been Mito seeds. Mitobot rolls the seeds.
I swear, as soon as brackets started, Mito stopped rolling jets and only rolled long, miserable seeds.
I think it feels like it. And yeah, they probably saved the more interesting jets for the main tournament. I think I was on comms for one of them.
Alright. Not gonna do the glitchless jump for that scroll. Depending on the scroll count, it might not make sense to. It is pretty slow to do.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a matter of just certain number of dry rolls, side hops, and then be able to get the jump.
Yeah. It's also one I think you can eyeball fairly well, but I do the one with the setup because I'm usually bad at ones that you use visual cues and eyeball.
My favorite trick to eyeball has recently been the bomb chew bowling. It's like there's a setup where you have the bomb chew explode and you get into a certain position. I'm able to eyeball where to go on that left side wall.
Nice.
Though it takes a few tries, but still. Oh, wait a minute. We do have that scale, and there was something in the Widow's letter spot, but we couldn't tell what it was. Thinking back for that scale.
Yeah, I never got a good look at that to know what it was. But depending on what that is, that could be pretty big.
Just all of a sudden realizing, wait a minute, we were saying like, oh, scale's not that needed right now until like, wait a minute.
Oh, some bad luck for Tensai there with the keys.
Oh my goodness.
So they may not be ice keys, but they're related, and in this room they might be just as bad as ice keys.
Get rid of the keys. And then... Alright, now Tensai's safe.
Yobo's commentator cursed that one there. Had one keys get through, but we make it up the elevator.
Ooh, nice ground jump into an immediate bomb drop. All right, no need to worry about boss key on Pierre.
All right, good to see. It's always interesting to decide when do you bail on a fire temple.
Seven,
That's
17 skulls.
hmm.
I think of the best place to get skulls. There's still the Adult Night Forest. Oh, and Lon Lon Ranch has a good number of skulls too.
I think Lon Lon, if you're pushing 20, might be the best place to get skulls without having a hook shot.
Yep.
Um, that said, stool routing is one of my weaknesses, so I'm sure some of the people in chat could probably come up with some better stool locations.
Mm-hmm. That is true. There is the one in Wasteland. If you choose to go there as if you can get as adult or a child.
We're opening the shortcut, grabbing the key, and going to fight Bulbagia.
Yep. That was 100. That 100% makes sense. Yeah, because this is still a very out of logic fire play.
Yeah, I think one of our big problems here is most of the items that we're missing. I think we're somewhat unlikely to find out of logic. Because with that water temple being required to do forest, that sort of takes care of your hooks.
Mm-hmm.
And then the letter to get hammer, the letter you need to get hammer. So out of logic's not doing a whole lot for you here.
Right. So the Nocturne was one of the path items we found in CAC. So we're still missing whatever's on 20 skulls. That could be our path to Baronade. Because it could mean that there's something in Shadow Temple.
Are there any checks in logic we haven't seen besides 20 at this point?
Uh, There's not much left because you have Valley's dead.
I guess, yeah, Adult Lake.
Oh, that's right. We have with Beans. We do have Top of the Lab Roof and Adult Fishing.
First hook on Lab Roof has to be one of my least favorite things that happens in Rando.
Oh yeah, and Child Domain's now also on the table. Still have that to deal with.
Yeah, Child Domain's been an option for a while with Bombs and ZL. But it's a stinky option.
Yeah, there's a few checks, but the logical checks are running very few. And we got the child play going for Tensai. going to Lake to into Domain. I would think.
Yeah, and if there was something significant on Rudo's letter spot, um, that could open up the seed for what we need as well.
Mm-hmm.
On one of the screens, I thought maybe it looked like boots of some kind, but I'm definitely not going to say that with any confidence.
Yeah, it was something, but yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, couldn't tell what it was. Oh yeah, also get this skull at night,
Yep, that's a good skull to get.
and then there's the skull on the side of the lab for Boomerang. Then you just have one more skull to find, which you can just grab from either the graveyard or, if he hasn't already gotten the graveyard one, then get the one from Lon Lon. I would think.
Yeah. Say, hopefully he hasn't got the one in graveyard, because it's pretty slow to go to Lon Lon for one skull. I don't remember if we got the Child River Skull. My guess is no.
I don't
But
think yeah, I don't believe we did. But the thing to keep in mind that some of those skulls in Fire Temple were out of logic, so it could be that we have a seed where you have the perfect logical 20, and that was what was required potentially. But we also don't have a bottle either, which is also crazy. Those look to be hover boots.
okay. That opens up a lot of checks.
Well, you did think they were boots, but yeah, I could definitely understand not being totally sure.
Yeah. So that's a lot of checks in Shadow you can get to without Hookshot that could have our first hook.
Mm-hmm.
Or Rudo's letter and whatever.
All
First hook
right.
in Jabu.
All right, 20 skulls. Are you what we need for our Kakariko de Barone path, or was it Nocturne for Shadow with the scale to Hovers for Shadow? Child fishing was our magic. No, it wasn't 20, so it's definitely something in Shadow.
It's Nocturnal along. And I guess depending on song layout, it could be, well, we'll have to find a hook somewhere, which I guess would be in Shadow. So I'm just thinking, if the Temple of Time song is Epona's, that opens up a few more checks for us, including a case sword that is logically required, for sure. But
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that you could still have progression items.
Yeah, because I think you the Shadow Temple stops you for my being hook shot once you get to the room before the Shadow Pot.
Yeah, exactly.
There's plenty of checks before then.
Yeah. And Shadow is a progression dungeon, so it's, I mean, not that there's really anything left other than those like terrible lake checks.
Right.
This is 100% the move.
But Tensai going into the crater first. Oh, crater fairy, just to clean this place out.
I See, now that we have hover boots, we can do the trick to get in without hammer. Oh wait.
Oh wait, yeah.
All right.
And into
Off to
Shadow we
check.
go. Shadow
Yep.
Temple we go.
So we're just hook and ladder from Go, if I'm saying all this right. Obviously, there might be a few things that stand in our way, but
Yep.
those are the two items that we actually need.
You are correct. Yep, just hook. Yeah, hook and. Yep, hook and ladder. All of a sudden, my mind blanked. Din's was the top of the Death Mountain crater grotto, and both of our runners have Din, so they'll probably be going into Shadow pretty quickly if Mr. Martin goes back to Lake and gets the hovers.
All right, key number 1 for Shadow.
Ooh, big chest. Hovers locks.
Hook
Wow.
shot.
Wow. So that scale, hard required for hovers 2 here.
Well, I think I know what about the next 20 to 30 minutes are.
Yep.
Yep, so we'll be able to full clear Shadow now, beat the dungeon, and then we'll be able to go.
Go straight to forest.
Yep. Yeah, you need hovers or hook shot to get to that check, and obviously we did not have a hook shot yet. So. Oh yeah. I said 20 to 30 minutes. I'd forgotten about Spirit, so you can tack a little bit more time on there.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, because technically we are back in logic. All we need now is better, and we're truly back in logic.
We're back in logic until we dip our toes into forest.
Yes.
But we definitely don't really care too much about logic at this point. You can eliminate, I think, some checks for where Rudo's is, assuming we don't stumble into it. Like, I mean, really at this point, all of our checks left are pretty much in these pretty linear dungeons. So I'm pretty sure we're just going to run into Rudo's ladder. But, like, it's not going to be mirror locked in Spirit Temple, for instance, because we got a path to Twin Rova.
Yep.
Should not be deeper in fire because we got a path to Volvagia for hammer. We were Giga hammer locked in Fire Temple.
Mm-hmm. We'll see if Letter is here in Child Domain. Yeah, because here's the thing: is we don't need to find just that was just one hook. There could be another hook just sitting out there.
There should be another hook somewhere, because we logically need to beat Water Temple before
Right.
we can do Forest.
So, yeah, so at that case, we know another hook cannot be in Forest if that being the case.
I am most impressed that we're an hour and a half in and managed to dodge every single bottle.
Right? And it's now a hunt for the main bottle we need.
Because we could have done some good stuff with bottles this seed. It would have made... I mean, it didn't matter. It would have made getting to 20 a little bit easier. We could have gotten our K-Sword out of logic with a bottle. And then, obviously, Ice Cavern, you would need a bottle for.
Yep.
It may be a good thing, other than the scroll routing, that we don't have a bottle, because we might not need to go to Deku or Ice this seed. Yeah, so K-Sword is on Big Pose, so you logically need opponents to get that, but as long as you have a bow and a bottle, you can just stand by the sign, and it's, I think, 2 out of 5 for the Big Poe to spawn.
Sounds about right, yep.
And then, yeah, Saria's is on the Minuet check, so... And Minuet's on OOT, so logically it's an all-dungeon seed.
Well, a lot of the keys for Shadow Temple in our possession. That's our that's our last small key for Shadow, I think.
You could go mode from here if you weren't looking for items, and that's just always how it is.
Oh no, missed the platform. That's all, but it's very and you have to start all the way back from here. That okay? I'm good with the timing if you're doing it from the ceiling crusher room. I'm not too good on the timing when it's from the other side. And he gets it.
Yeah, good recovery. One of my big problems is when I fall off in a situation like that, I get like a little tilted, and then being a little tilted is enough for me to fail again, and then you're a lot tilted, and it's all downhill from there.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Martin is committing to... we went with Domain to start, so that was already the commitment to the bad checks. But also planting the bean here in Lake.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he also doesn't have Sun Song still.
Oh man, that is interesting.
More 2 strats for the Shadow Pot. Iron Boots. Okay.
Yeah, so... I believe we were... I guess... Yeah, so with that... No, we knew with the hook that Shadow Temple...
was going to lead to something.
Yeah. I was thinking about if there's ever an option for Shadow to have been a hinted path. But I think the hook already killed that based off of needing to beat water for all dungeons.
Yeah. Alright, so where is Mr. Martin going from here? Oh, that's right. He has the bean set up. So Boots puts Lab Dive still out of logic because logically you requires you to have the 2 scales. There's just a trick that you can do with the iron boots and a hook.
Oh, another big chest in shadow.
Auto!
Hey. All right. We can potentially get baited into doing things we don't need to do now.
Rush ice.
Somewhat interestingly, Tensai chose to get rid of his... No, wait. It's not interesting. He got rid of his FW and Ice Cavern because we're just looking for Ruto's letter now.
Yep.
So, good play to recognize that, unlike me, and save yourself some time in shadow by filling up FW.
Fair enough. I see the choose out for Tensai. He might be going for the bomb two strat to get bridge. Which does... Oh, never, no. Ah. He must have heard me and be like, oh, wait, why do I have choose out?
Yeah, good strat to know for sure for those cases where you don't have bow, because that's really the only thing you really need bow for in shadow. But definitely faster to use the bow to shoot it down and void out by the door. Do you think I think you would typically want to equip FW to use here.
Sometimes, yes. Don't see... Oh, wait, that might have been... Yep, that was a big chest.
See, Tensai's like me. Is like, I can't be bothered to try to peek these chests. I'm just going to use Dens.
A Poe bottle, but not the Poe we need. But wow, 2 bottles in Shadow Temple.
Yeah, things are looking definitely in Tensai's favor at this point. Didn't grab Ruto's letter off of any of those out of the way checks. So Tensai's got a pretty strong lead from pushing the hover boots into Shadow Temple.
Mm-hmm. There's the hook shot from Mr. Martin. Let's see. Yeah, so once Tensai's done with Shadow, yeah, it's definitely just a straightforward path through Spirit, then Forest. Oh yeah, because the opponents could then put letter in GTG at this point, if it's on the 4th Battalion.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like it's almost has to be Epona in Temple of Time at this point. But I'm sure I'm missing something that could put Song of Time there. But yeah, Epona opens up GTG. for a bunch of other, hook locked checks, basically.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we got the hook shot from Shadow, which is good. Now we have the Force Battalion. Does the game give us an out and go for Apunas, or does it be mean and give us Song of Time?
I think I'd rather actually get Song of Time here, because then you don't have to go to GTG.
Fair. That would just mean that it's something on potentially River Chest in Water Temple.
Oh, I guess if Spirit's hiding our other hook up at the top, then you could still have to go to GTG. Yeah, we're gonna go do Forest. There's basically no such thing as go mode Forest, so might as well do it.
Yep.
Next.
There's the Mido skip.
One nice thing about getting to Forest so late in the seed is you have basically every item that you could possibly want in order to do all the micro optimizations in Forest Temple.
Yep. Just keep your eye on big chests, as though that could potentially be your Rudo's letter. And once you find Rudo's letter, we are in go mode.
There's key number 1. Get to make some good use out of the BGS at this point.
Yep, clean Stalfos fight there.
Dead check on the island. And meanwhile, Mr. Martin's side, picking up the iron boots, but also getting up to 16 skulls.
Ooh, big chest here in Forest. Ah, magic.
I say that's the honorary correct magic location, since we had to go into Shadow to get that hook, to get that magic. So I think it still counts as second magic in Shadow.
Yep, it is. It always amazes me how much hover boots breaks this game, or if you somehow early on.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite items to get in the randomizer for sure. One that always gets me is like how much worse Fire Temple is without them. And like, wait, but in the vanilla game you don't have them. What were the devs thinking?
Well, what's funny is that the devs thought your route was to go forest, fire, water, spirit, shadow, because of their medallion layout.
Ooh, big chest here on Floor Master.
Ah, Nehru's always do it safely. With that, we've reached spell percent. Yes, we are in a Rudo's letter hunt right now.
And it should need to be behind like Hook or maybe Bottle. Something behind Nocturne.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Mr. Martin finishing up the last checks of Shadow, headed to Bongo here very shortly, while Tensai continues on in Forest. I think a lot of our checks left are keys. We're pretty short on keys getting to this point.
Yep. I think at this point there's now 2 keys left for Forest. It's also interesting how the devs early on wanted you to fight like 3 different sets of Southpaws in just their first adult dungeon. Given how hard the Southpaws can hit.
Alright, bongo down for Mr. Martin. Good clean fight.
There's our last small key.
I'll say it's pretty unusual to have a seed where Shadow Temple is your 3rd completed dungeon. So I'm pretty used to seeds where it's go mode Shadow, but of course the key layout doesn't let you go mode it.
Nope, yeah. Ooh, quick bow. Ah.
Mr. Martin opting for Spirit next. I think that's fine. I don't think there's a real strong compulsion to go one way between Spirit or Forest.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've already got partly progression through Spirit, so it makes sense to just go ahead and finish it.
There's our boss key. So we do know Rudos can't be on the near Armo Smearlock check, or Twinrova, or the one that very topmost one.
Oh yeah. All right, and those are our small keys to get through Spirit.
Yep, so should be able to see these 2 checks and then go finish out the rest of the dungeon, skipping everything else. Well, you do the ZL locked one.
Big chest. Long shot. Okay.
So
That gets you to be able to complete that's your access to do Water Temple.
yeah.
This would have been one mess of a logical AD. First hook and shadow along with the iron boots, as well as long shot here in spirits. And a big chest here in Forest Basement.
A bow.
Hard bow, locked bow. And happy 2 hours, everyone.
Yes, happy. Oh, oh wait, this can't be Ruto's letter. Nice arrows. But yeah, happy 2 hours to everybody. Thank you to our runners, Tensai and Mr. Martin, putting on a great show for us today. Thank you to our trackers, Virgil and Veva. Thank you to our restreamer, Sadie. And thank you to my co-commentator, the commentator, Saigo.
Yep. Shout out to you, Narvel. And Forest Temple completed for Tensai as Mr. Martin goes into to start the completion for Spirit. Ooh! Uh-oh.
All right.
Woo!
Now Tensai's off to Spirit. We'll get his long shot and finish up the dungeon.
Oh, and Troll Rova trolling.
Yeah, Twin Rova not behaving at all for this phase 1.
Ooh. A little bit of redemption there. Ooh, nice position.
Alright, another hit. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Next phase.
Those last second mirror shield hits just get me worried at times. And that is Spirit done for Mr. Martin.
Alright.
Let's see, I'm trying to remember. I think Burning Cack. I'm trying to remember what Burning Cack was. I think that one was for Prelude.
Yeah, Burning Cack is Prelude.
Key layout here in Spirit wasn't too bad.
So there was, if I'm remembering right, there's one key, child side, one key on Compass Chest Hook Locked, which was a problem for us today. There was one key ZL locked in the main lobby, one on the left hand, and I don't remember where the 5th key was.
boss key on the sunblock room on child side.
Tensai correctly skipping this topmost chest, knowing it can't be letter, and you've already got BGS, so there's not really anything you're hoping to find.
Mr. Martin making his way to Forest. So at this point, the next it's no sign of Rudo's letter yet from either Shadow or. At this point, I'm thinking Rudo's letter has to be GTG, locked behind Epona's, which could be on the Forest Battalion. So prelude check.
Yeah, GTG is.
Oh, that's right. You also have long shot access now too. So
Yeah, GTG is 100% in, and I think it's pretty likely. We still got Deku as an option, assuming.
oh yeah, we also have a bottle.
Yeah, Epona's does have to show up at some point, unless our 4th bottle is a Big Po bottle.
K-Sword was only required for our logical alt dungeons, so but yeah, it's one of those interesting little logic pieces for the seed.
Yeah. So, I think if I'm in Tensai's shoes, I'd probably reverse to GTG. Let's see, we have Fortress. Where are Foolishes?
Foolishes were Jabu, River, and Valley.
Okay, you might want to pick up. I think HBA would be valid, so you might want to go to Temple of Time to pick up probably Opponent's Song, just so you can route that in as well.
Uh-oh. The quick shot from Twin Rova.
Burning Cack is Prelude Inc.
And fun fact, neither of our runners have gone back to Temple of Time to check what the song was. It's because as you figure, just progression dungeons, just to hopefully find Rudo's letter in there before putting in the opponent's potential song routes from Temple of Time.
The misery option this seed is that letter is in Water Temple.
With Song of Time being on the prelude check. And that is Spirit Temple done for Tensai.
So, let's see where Tensai goes next.
And he is going to reverse.
Yeah, you have FW, so I suppose there's no reason to not just go ahead and do GTG first. and then you can worry about opponents later if you need to.
And we do have the logical access for the wasteland check. This still could be it. To put Sadie's heart in joy. Ah, it was nothing. Darn it.
It's okay, Sadie. At least you had hard required magic in Lake. Not quite as good as Valley or Wasteland.
Ooh, now you have me interested in that race there, Ink.
Right? Fortress Roof is dead.
All right. Running out of places for this route as light could be, but GTG is one of our densest locations right now.
Yeah, GTG definitely the densest location for sure. Still some chances that it's in Deku and it's not impossible for it to be in water.
Nothing on the right side of the maze. And nothing on the left either.
All right.
King Zora is hinted dead in this seed, but it is possible for that to happen. That's what we call in the community we call the paradox letter.
And very clean silver rupee room from Tensai.
Hmm. Those wool posts can be so mean, just right when he got the spin attack charged up.
Yeah, what I tend to do in this situation where I have like BGS and already have strength 2 is I push the block, kind of let him whack you, and then spin attack him in the hallway with quick spins.
Ah, that makes sense.
Big chest.
Ooh. Ah, fire arrows. Oh, we fit elemental arrow percent
It's on restream.
on restream. Yeah. We have another big chest.
And that's go mode.
Rudo's letter obtained. Okay, so that okay. The logic there is for you to have to have dipped for well to get both strengths, to then get the scale from fire, to get the hover boots, get the first hook in shadow, to then work and then get the long shot from spirit, to then get that.
Yeah. Launch shot and spirit might not be part of the path depending on if Epona's is in Temple of Time or not, but it doesn't. That's just splitting hairs at that point.
True. And now Tensai just does a simple as an age change, go back to child and clear out Jabu, which is foolish, so that will be it's still not a relatively quick Jabu because you have to still deal with the tentacles. And that was Epona's on Prelude.
Yeah, I feel like a little bit better about Go Mode Jabu compared to some other dungeons, but realistically, you're only saving maybe like 30 seconds just from skipping the two. Well, it depends on if you have Stingers hinted dead or not. You
Right.
save quite a bit of time if you don't have a boomerang chest hint. So I think if you dip fire to get that scale and you peaked Lake correctly, I think the seed actually goes kind of fast. I mean, it's still pretty fast regardless. Should be maybe a little over 230 before Tensai finishes.
I could see. Yeah, because it's mainly just the tentacles to Big Octo, Baronade. Again, yeah, Jabu is still not a quick dungeon. Oh, welcome in, baseball.
Yep, we just hit go mode after finding Rudo's letter. Strength 2 locked in GTG.
All right, 4 simple done for Mr. Martin.
Right, just gotta carry Rudo around for a little while.
And Mr. Martin is reversing to GTG.
Tensai making the 2-point shot to put Rudo's letter on the button.
Oop. Not quite far enough for the tentacle to kind of just drop back down. There we go.
Hey, good job to get out of there without having to watch the chest cutscene.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and then you can just go ahead and deal with the other 2 tentacles without before having to talk to Rudo.
There's 20 skulls for Mr. Martin. He will not be turning that in this seed, though.
Alright, that's all the tentacles down. Because I'm kind of just kind of thinking. So overall, yeah, the seed had a few interesting tricks with the logical AD thought mindset. I'm just I think the main thing that kind of that hurt Mr. Martin was the Volvagia fight.
Yeah, a little bit slower in Fire Temple because of that, and then also detouring to do Child Lake and Adult Lake and Domain. Well, Adult Lake and Child Domain. Some of those slower overworld checks, Tensai got to skip.
Yeah. Nice little box drop.
Perfectly executed box skip.
And then, but now box skip is where you just don't use the box entirely, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Baronade, if you play it right, feels so good and so smooth. And Tensai has got it. With the perfect amount of sticks to finish the job.
Yep. As commentator, I am obligated to tell you, chat, that that was a clean Baronade.
Very clean indeed. Probably one of the cleanest Baronades I've ever seen. And Mr. Martin's going to also get his go mode here.
Yep, so we'll be just a little over a full Jabu behind Tensai. And Lax showing us a little bit of love here at the end of the seed.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Martin picking up Prelude for the quick Temple of Time access back.
It's just so mildly irritating as Link goes into this cutscene that his foot clips into the bridge.
That's the little nitpicky deal. It's just the way how his foot was coated.
I expect more from my 25-year-old games.
But wait, what am I talking about? OOT is a perfectly coded game. Nothing on the validation chest.
Even if there was, I'm pretty confident we would not be seeing what it is.
True. I just figured it would have been funny if it were something like Strength 3 and be like, ooh, diverge. Be like, nope. Well, at this point, if you didn't have light... Oh, that's right, you needed light arrows to get in here anyway, so never mind. Never mind what I was about to say.
Yep, it's pretty rare, but in the rare instance where you do get a seed with no Path to Evil's Bane, it can be a little bit rough, because you have no way to get a hint for light arrows at that point.
Mr. Martin feeding a fish, feeding a big fish a tiny fish.
So based off of MQ Jabu, I think Jabu prefers cows to fish.
Clearly. Because there's, what, 3 or 4 cows in there?
I'm not sure the exact number. I played a seed last night where it was MQ Jabu, and That was my first time doing it, and it felt like a lot more than 3 or 4 cows.
Yeah, there's 2 in the very first room. Yep, I remember those.
All right, Ganondorf down for Tensai. Very quick and easy with the BGS stored damage.
And yep, make sure to jump slash with the Master Sword before going into this final fight.
I always try to do the jump slash into the cutscene just to save that extra bit of time, but I'm always worried I'm going to step forward 1 step too far and not store the jump slash.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but I've gotten lucky to be able to find the footstep I need. I can still do the jump slash. I think he'll still be in the animation while he's in the cutscenes.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever gone into the fight without messing up the Master Sword damage. Although now I'm sure I'll do that my next seed. But I get it's definitely on my mind every time I do it.
Yep.
Quick phase 1 for Ganon.
So first off, we have tenderized the meat. Now we have to kind of poke it a few more times. And get your GGs out in chat for Tensai.
One last bit of air frying before this pig is cooked.
And time. GG's Tensai.
Yes, GG's Tensai and GG's Mr. Martin. Great
Mm-hmm.
race from the 2 of them.
All right, it looks like Tensai is going to be coming in for an interview. Mr. Martin might. Let me transition to our outro screen. And yep, Mr. Martin will also be here. It'll just give him a moment to get here.
All right. Very happy to have both of our runners joining us for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Tensai's here. GG Tensai.
Thank you.
Yep. GG's and congrats on the win.
Thank you very much. That was stressful.
Yeah, let's say, what were your overall thoughts on the seed?
I thought I had lost for sure. Finding the hookshot so late, I was convinced it was a lost cause for a while.
Yeah, as we were watching up in the booth, just be like, yeah, where is the hook? And it's like all of a sudden, that scale was what turned out to be the turning point.
Yeah, scale was the item I was looking for a while now because of the hover boots, but first chest of Fire Temple is just nasty.
Yeah.
Definitely a check very easy to ignore and put off, and unfortunately was not the point of the seed.
I will always ignore that check.
Mr. Martin's here as well. GG's Martin.
Hello, GG's.
GG's.
yeah, Martin, we just asked Tensai, what did you think of this seed? Because that was a nasty Rudo's hunt.
Well, it wasn't a Rudo's hunt for me. It was a hookshot hunt.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, pretty much. It was pretty much a hookshot hot hunt for the both of you.
Yeah, I did every check. I had 20 skulls left before a hookshot. So pretty bad. And one path because all the others were meaningless.
Yeah.
One of the sort of major differentiators in terms of sort of routing and checks done was Mr. Martin. You had done the Planet the Bean and Lake to do the adult lake checks and child domain, and I believe Tensai you got to skip those checks.
Yeah, when I found the scale, those were the only checks left, with the first chest of Fire Temple left for me, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that scared me a bit, but they were so isolated, and routing them without a scale was slow, so that's why I kind of gambled those 4 checks.
That makes sense. But I think another turning point was the fact that because you were pushing skulls hard, and we noticed that Mr. Martin, you had skipped on the early Sun song after playing Requiem.
Yeah, but I went back for it. I just wanted to do Dumpe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I did Dumpe and then played Requiem again.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I know that the French Restream is also excited to interview you all. I just want to ask before you all head out, what has this tournament been like for you so far, and how does this seed kind of compare to some of the ones that you've run into? Anything you're really hoping to see on your next seed?
That seed is the kind of seed I want to forget, to be honest. The hunt for the hook was not really fun. So
Yeah.
I just hope next one will be different.
That is fair.
Yeah, pretty much same. I don't want to see it again. And I don't have an idea of when I'm playing another seed. We'll see.
Well, thank you both for being here. Feel free to go ahead and hop over to the French Restream if you want to interview with them as well. And I'll just do one last round of shout outs to everyone so that we can go check the main tournament match that's going on over at Zelda Speedruns 3. But just one last shout out to both of our runners. They gave us a great show today. Go give them a follow, both Tensai and Mr. Martin. Shout out to our trackers today. Whoops, I forgot how to do my command.